Believe me when I say a few months ago, I did not think I will be reviewing Marth is Dead. I didn't think it would be the type of game that I would be interested in. But times change, things change, and we were sent over a review code from Wire Production. Shout out to them for giving us a review code and allowing us to review Martha is Dead. Now, I'm going to preface this review off by saying if you are thinking you're getting a straight up horror type game, this isn't it. Think about a movie that's sort of scary but more gross, more psychological, right? This is a dark first person psychological thriller, okay? And it goes through a lot of reality, superstition, tragedies of war, a lot of things as far as connections between twins and things of that nature. There's a lot of psychological stuff going on here, and a lot of imagery that for a lot of people will be super disturbing. Now, if you're living under a rock, you need to know this is the game that was censored on PlayStation, okay? So if you play the PlayStation version of this game, you will not get the full imagery as those who play it on Xbox and or PC. So I want to make that be known, make that clear, okay? What in particular, I don't know. But what I can say is, oh, holy crap, there are some things in this game that make you pause to the point to where I was going to do some full gameplay playthroughs, upload them on this channel, and I decided not to. It's because some things I just don't think need to be seen on YouTube, or if YouTube would even allow it, right? But you definitely need to check it out for yourself. And that was part of the lore of me, accepting, in my air quotes that you cannot see, the review copy of this game, was I wanted to see what the big hiss was, okay? So again, in Martha's Dead, you don't actually play as Martha, because Martha's dead, right? You will play as Martha's twin sister. I'm gonna do my best. I don't do a lot of video reviews, right? If you want to get the written review, it is up on our website, lv1gaming.com. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best not to spoil the game. I'll give you an overview. Okay, so the story is you are Martha's sister. You do discover Martha's body because Haki, Martha is dead. So throughout the game, you will have to use clues, things that you find across the world, diving into some of the dreams that Julia, who is Martha's sister, is having, because she's going through a lot of self-doubt on whether or not did I kill Martha, what killed Martha, who killed Martha, was it some superstitious being, the lady by the lady in white, did it kill Martha? So Julia goes through a lot, and then especially with her being a twin, she loves her sister, and of course they have an obvious connection, but she isn't the favorite sister. The key difference between Martha and Julia really is that because they're identical, you cannot tell them apart. The key difference is they wear a necklace as each other that has the name on it, whether it's Martha or Julia, and Martha's deaf. Okay, so when Julia is found at the lake with the dead body, the sister was too stunned to speak. Right, she didn't speak, so the parents thought, oh, this the deaf sister, so this is Martha, and the dead body is Julia. In reality, it's the other way around. And Julia, because she believed her parents loved Martha more, she didn't stop them and say, "Hey, I can hear you, not deaf. I'm not Martha. I'm Julia." But she decided to take on Martha's identity, which again goes toward her doubt or whether or not there's something I'm missing here. Did I kill my sister? Why was I so easily able to take over her identity? Okay. Now, the gameplay in this game, if you play Telltale games, is similar to that. Not as stiff and not as restricted, but there are a lot of QTE in this game. You can run, you can ride a bike, which that bike is crap. Okay, I hate it having to ride that bike. But if you can control it and you want to deal with it, it does help you navigate the game a little bit faster. For the most part, I was annoyed with the bike, and I just chose to run whenever we were outside of the home and to other places. Okay, so the gameplay is similar to the Telltale games, where a lot of it is narrative driven. Like you're clicking on things to read and learn more about the story, learn more about the lore, learn more about the family. There's a lot of things that you can click on. It has a hint system to say, hey, click on this, because some items are just for you to learn, and then sometimes you'll pick up items that you can use later on. Like I was able to find the bike tire pressure, whatever it's called, to fill up the air in Julia's tire. I was able to get that well before I know I needed to ride the bike. So it's good for you to go around and pick up things, because you might pick things up earlier on in the game that you might need later on. You have to do a bunch of backtracking, from being in the woods to being in the house to being upstairs, downstairs, in the basement. There's a lot of that. Big focus on the gameplay is the photography, being in frame, being in focus, using flash. You have to make sure that when you're taking photos, because a lot of things you have to take photos on, that you're taking them the right way, so that when you go to process the picture in the red room, that is easier for you. Okay, so that is a big part of it. Throughout the game, you get different attachments for the camera. You get different film you can use, and that's very important to the story and how you discover things using different films and things like that. So a big part of that of the game is the photography, and I kind of appreciated that. After a while, I was like, okay, not taking pictures, but it is a big part of the game. It is a big part of the story to be able to take those pictures. One of the things in the gameplay I mentioned was the QTE was one of the scenes that was kind of leaked in a way, so I don't mind talking about it in reviews, not a surprise, is the Buffalo Bill moment, right? It puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again, right? Like where, again, Julia is so distraught and her taking her sister's identity that she has a dream that she cuts off her sister's face to put it on. Now, mind you, it's kind of silly because they're twins, or identical twins. They look exactly alike. The only one the difference between the two was that Martha's death, right? But still, one of the QTE parts of the game is where you're cutting off Martha's face to put it on Julia's face, right? But again, that's not a spoiler because that part was leaked, and that was the main thing that people saw when they heard that the PlayStation version of this game was edited. Graphically, this game does look good. I did, again, of course, play it on PC, and I played through the game, and I was changing things up, high, medium, low, and I was going through, kind of want to see how things looked. It's not this like graphically, oh my God, this is the best looking game I've seen this generation. It's not that. But if your PC can run it, which the recommended requirements, I believe, is a GTX 1060, right? So, for the most part, I think most people may play this game at the recommended settings, right? I think the minimum requirement is the AMD Radeon HD 7790, and the recommended requirements is a AMD Radeon RX 580, which the equivalent to that, I believe, is the GTX 1060 with the Core i7 610. Okay, so again, the game looks good. It's not the greatest looking thing in the world, but it does look good. Now, the thing that got me, the thing I was most excited about after getting to it, was the sound. Okay, the music from the very, very, very beginning, when you first boot up the game. You're going to sit there and the screen is red because you're in the red room in the title screen, and the music fits perfectly to the tone of the game. Okay, the sound in general is really good, right? Everything sounds great, even from that stupid bike. I hate that bike. Okay, but the sound of this game is really, really, really good, and the music is top tier. It's one of those games to where you want to go buy the soundtrack if you can, just to kind of listen to it. I know they do offer a triple vinyl soundtrack if you're an audiophile, which I believe is available separately from the collector's edition. If you get the collector's edition, it's in there, but you can also get it separately from the collector's edition. That is something I definitely want to go and purchase because I love the music in this game. Again, it sets the tone for the title from the very beginning, and then throughout the game, the music, the sounds, everything about it is absolutely perfect. In my written review, this is the one part of the game that I gave it a 10 because it deserves a 10 for the sound of this game, the music of this game. Overall, out of 10, I did give Martha is Dead a 7.6. This is a game you definitely want to go and check out. Again, it's not the Horizon Zero Dawns or the Elden Rings of the world, but it will give you an experience unlike other games. Just be prepared, okay? If you find mature scenes of dismemberment, disfigurement of human bodies, miscarriages, self-harm, right? If you suffer from those, do not play this game, okay? That's a trigger warning. That's the best trigger warning I can give you. If you suffer from things that this could trigger, this is not the game for you. But if not, please go and check this out. Again, shout out to Wild Productions for providing the PC code for this game. Marth is Dead is live today on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox family of devices. If you guys have not already, hit that like button, share the video out, subscribe to the channel as it helps us out a lot. This is Fame Entertainment from level1gaming.com. You guys have a great one, and I'm out.